All right, Fit for Life back here with another video. And today, man, I was just getting ready to head to the gym, and every single time I'm getting ready to head to the gym, gyms just start popping in my mind, and it's time to record. I guess because I start thinking about how I'm going to push myself in a physical manner, and it really just gets my juices flowing, and it brings up stuff to motivate me to push myself in that way. So if that happens to you, make sure you like this video. But what I really want to talk to you guys today about is maximizing your life. And I'm going to tell you something that I found out a few years ago, I'd probably say, but I was thinking about it well before this. I was thinking about it well before I ever heard anything about it because I'd always thought of it. I've always thought about time in this way, but he really put like what I was thinking into words. And I was like, okay, this makes a lot of sense whenever it comes to maximizing your life. And that is, so many people live in this time construct of one day, one day, one day, one day. But something that I learned, I was listening to Ed Milet on this podcast, and he said, what if I could take one day and I could split it up in 3 days? Woo! 6 to 12, first day. The first day is 6 to 12, 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's the day I'm focused on my health. I'm focused on getting my mind in the right order, focused on personal development, on reading, on doing all of those things. The second 6 hours, 12 to 6, that's my work time. That's the time I focus work. 3-hour block, 3-hour block. Focused on making content, focused on bringing value, focused on getting in the marketplace and either selling or bringing a service, whatever you're doing, or focused on going to work and whatever it is. But that's your second day. And then your third day, 6 to 12 a.m., 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. Now we got focused on family, relationships, building my life, building my family life, building my friendships, building my spiritual life, all of those things. So, but even further than that, I was thinking, I said, how could I expand this? Most people don't focus for 6 hours at a time or 3 hours at a time. I said, what if I could do 8 2-hour windows? And I'll have 8 days, 8 mini days in one day. And then that still gives me 8 hours of sleep. So you could do it like that. 8 mini days, 16 hours a day, 2 hours in each block. You might get the gist. So I started testing this. I started testing the different ways of doing this. And I'll tell you what, the productivity in my life has exponentially. I mean, I've read so many more books. I'm already healthy, but I've put focus on that, like really focused on making sure that I had the right kind of food, making sure I'm using that time for that. It's unbelievable. It's one of the most unbelievable maximizing tools that you can use. People are always talking about these biohacks and all of these things, but that is a biohack. Once you learn how to maximize your time, then you can really start doing things to enhance each area of your life. Like I was talking about in the last video, the 4 quadrants of life, your health, your wealth, your spiritual life, and your family and relationships. You can imagine maximizing your day where you could just fulfill all 4 of those in the most maximum way that you could do it by maximizing your time and not living in this construct of a 24-hour day, a 2-hour day, a 4-hour day, a 6-hour day, an 8-hour day. And that's what really happens to people. People get stuck in this 8-hour day for work. They're like, I work 8 hours a day and then the rest of the time is my time. No, it's not. No, it's not. He gave us 24 hours. If you're rich, you can sleep 8. If you're poor, you sleep 6. That's what I was always told. But that's really what I mean, though. So many people, they will spend all this, they won't never think about maximizing their life in this way, sitting out and planning out the 4 quadrants of their life, and then learning that there's not one day in a day. You can have 3 miniature days, or three days, or 8 mini days, but most people are never thinking like this. That's why if you watch this video and you put this into action, you're gonna be joining the top 5% immediately in each of those quadrants. You'll be joining the top 5% of health, the top 5% of wealth, the top 5% of spirituality, because you'll have all the time in the world. The top 5% of relationships, you'll have all the time to pursue it. And the blocks, making sure that you're precise and cold when you're making those blocks of time. Like if it's a 3-hour work window, making sure that you do that 3 hours. But that's where your discipline, that's where your perseverance, that's where your mindset comes into order. You can't do this and then say, okay, I'm only going to do the first 2 hours. I'm going to rest 4 hours and then I'll start my next day. No, it needs to be 6 hours focused on that task. And that's where you have to learn. The biggest thing I think that I've seen in successful people that I've seen in any area of life, it doesn't matter, financial, physical, they're able to focus. Focus is the cure. Massive action and focus together, you will win every single time. So just remember that, man. So many people spend 2-3 hours scrolling, but they never think about maximizing their day. They live under these constructs that everyone else tells them to live under instead of thinking out of the constructs, thinking out of the matrix, thinking outside of this boundary of stuff that people put up on us. And that's another big thing. People put a bunch of stuff on you that is not supposed to be on you. So you have to learn how to clear that clutter out and that's why it says in the Bible, don't conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You have to learn to renew your mind so that you can look at a different construct and actually take it serious. Look at the 3 days in one. Whenever I heard that from Ed Milet, I was like, this is so absolutely revolutionary. Why is everyone not doing this? Why is everyone not doing this? And the reason why is because nobody really even cares that much. Nobody cares about their life that much. Nobody really wants to be successful. Very few people really want to be successful. Like it's just the truth. So if you watch this video and you really put this into action, join the top 5% immediately. Join the top 5% of book readers. You'll be reading more books than anyone else. You'll be reading, if you're a Christian, you'll be reading the Bible more than anyone else. If you're a Muslim, I'm a Christian, so I read the Bible. So if you're a Muslim, you'll be reading the Quran more than anyone else. You'll be working out more than anyone else. You'll have healthier food than everyone else. Why? Because you put the time in and you've blocked out that time for that task, for that quadrant of your life. So you can even think about it like this. Let's say you have the 4 quadrants and you want to break those up evenly throughout the day, right? 4 hours in each quadrant. You can say, I'm going to focus for 4 hours on my financial life. Most people don't focus 4 hours on their financial life or learning a skill to push their financial life forward. I'm going to focus 4 hours a day on my health life. That means figuring out healthy recipes, working out an hour, walking around, getting some sun, focus, putting together meal prepping, all of those things, 4 hours a day for that. And you can say, I'm going to spend 4 hours a day focused on my family and my relationships. 4 hours of focused time on that, man, your kids will be whatever you want them to be. They'll be bioengineers, they'll be doctors, they'll be whatever you want. Your wife will be happy, everyone will be happy. And then you say, I got 4 hours to focus on God. And you really don't need that long because God doesn't need your focus, he needs your work. So you guys, let's keep kicking, let's keep pushing. Remember, if this adds some value to your life, comment what you got out of this video, subscribe, and then share it with somebody. Sharing this video with somebody who you know needs the help, who you know may be thinking in this way but doesn't understand how to put words to it. So I'm just now starting this page. It's absolutely incredible. I said, man, I got to start putting some of this wisdom I'm getting out there. So you guys have an absolutely incredible, phenomenal, amazing, unbelievable day. We're going to keep kicking, keep pushing, keep doing what you got to do to get to where you want to get, and don't stop till you get there. Don't rest at the middle, rest at the end, baby. Let's go. Fire me up. Have an incredible day. Love you all.